We don't need a long entrance for this stream. This is obviously random. I'm not supposed to be streaming today. And this is just, I guess, a special report. I'm sure many of you guys already know about what happened. Donald Trump's life was attempted again to be taken. Donald Trump apparently, or what the news report says, is that he was at his golf course in Florida. I don't know what area, maybe Mar-a-Lago. I'm not certain. But he was at his golf course, and a AK-47 style rifle came through the fence and began shooting. There was a backpack found that had been ditched, and that person, the suspect, was arrested on I-95 shortly after. He is in custody, and Secret Service said that they, jumped on Trump when they saw the AK-47 rifle coming through the fence. They are not certain, they say, if the person was aiming to shoot at Trump or was he aiming to shoot at his staff. But who's going to shoot the staff of, obviously they were trying to shoot him. You guys, when the title of this stream says, will Trump make it to election day? Right? You guys, I told you guys about this before it even got here. And I think a lot of you guys already felt it too. A lot of you already felt what was coming anyway. But we have to kind of be ready to get the news that Trump has been assassinated. We kind of have to prepare ourselves mentally for it, because it is very possible that this could happen before election day. It's a sad thing to think about, but we have to mentally prepare ourselves for that possibility. Oh, Lem says Trump will make it. But, okay, my problem is that we may say that Trump will make it no matter what, but you guys have to remember, Trump puts himself in the position where he's around thousands and thousands of people at any given moment. Do you guys think that people thought that JFK would happen? I mean, we haven't seen this many attempts on a modern political. I wanted to speak to you all about rhetoric. In the news, in the leftist news, I am constantly seeing, as you guys see, I watch a lot of leftist media. I'm constantly seeing them talk about rhetoric and how Trump's rhetoric is dangerous for democracy, it's dangerous for this country. The things that Trump says are divisive, and he's dangerous, and his rhetoric is dangerous, and he's this and this. But whose rhetoric is actually dangerous? Whose rhetoric is inspiring people to try to assassinate their political opposition? Whose rhetoric? Because I haven't seen anywhere where they're saying that Biden's life has been attempted on. I haven't seen anywhere where they're saying Kamala Harris was recently attempted on. Somebody tried to. Just recently, there was a video, I'm sure you guys have seen it. There was a video just recently of the presidential candidates arriving to a location. When Biden and Kamala entered this, it was kind of like a tent. When they entered the tent, the people did not clap, but they also did not boo. They did not do anything disrespectful, but they didn't clap. They didn't do anything. They just let Kamala and Biden walk into the area. When Trump walked in, there was a standing ovation. People were standing and clapping and cheering, as humans do when they're excited. The reason I brought this up was because, do you guys realize the difference in class between the people? Do you guys, now I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. They're like, oh, well, there's evil people on both sides. There's bad people on both sides. Of course. But when you saw how people treated Biden and Kamala, even though they didn't like them, they were still respectful. They didn't boo. They didn't call names, and they darn sure didn't try to assassinate them. But as we see on the left, they're so emotional. They're so believing. The leftist media, they believe it with all they got. They believe. And I'm saying that the rhetoric is dangerous. They keep talking about the right being so dangerous, and the right is the party of violence. The right is the party of evil and hatred. But why is it that every time somebody goes to a rally on the right, you don't see, even if they're wearing Biden and Kamala hats, you don't see them getting attacked. You don't see them being berated. Only thing that I've seen happen is that conversations get started, debates get started, and they start talking to each other. Why would you vote for them? What about the policy? What about this? That's the only thing that I've seen happen. But you see, if I wore a Trump hat and went to a Kamala Harris rally, my life would be in danger. These people are more violent than the right. And I hate to say that. I hate to say that because I don't want to generalize. I try not to generalize based on party, but I'm speaking about the type of personalities that vote right and the type of personalities that vote with the leftist media. The leftist media has been spewing hatred of Donald Trump for years, calling Donald Trump, like I told you guys yesterday, Hitler and Nazi and neo-Nazi, whatever the hell that means. I've seen people talk about Nazism. What does Nazism have to do with Trump? I think that's the thing that they find as the scariest thing out there. So they're like, I'm going to relate the scariest thing I know, which is Nazism. I'm going to put that on Trump because that sounds scary. Oh, because Trump is white. Because Trump is white, he must be Nazi. Oh, he doesn't want illegals in this country? He's a Nazi. He's racist. Mm-hmm. How about that? A president who doesn't want illegal immigrants to come through breaking laws when there's people on a list trying to get into this country legally. A president doesn't want that. And they fault him for that. They call him racist for wanting to protect the country that he's in charge of or he's responsible for. And now that Kamala is up, now she said, oh, now I'm tough on the border. I'm the border czar. I'm the one who's taking care of the border. Why haven't you done that these last 3 years? All of a sudden, you're so tough, huh? Now you're adopting Trump's rhetoric. Do you guys remember Trump said I should send her a MAGA hat? Because now all of a sudden she's adopting his policies of being tough on the border. I am so punyiti, punyaya, shrimp fried rice. But yeah, I mean, when I my husband is the one who sent me the article about the attempted assassination on Trump today because I wasn't in my phone. He sent it to me and he said, did you see that coming? And he said that sarcastically because obviously I had already been talking to him about it. We knew. And that's why I said, do you guys believe that he's even going to make it to see election day? He's an old man. He has a lot of people who hate him. Mostly leftist Americans. Americans that have been brainwashed by the leftist media. People who watch CNN, MSNBC, ABC. We also know that the debates that recently happened with Harris, one of the moderators was a sorority sister of Kamala. And we are to think that these people are fair? We're supposed to believe that what's happening with the debates and all of this, we're supposed to believe that this is an even playing field, it's fair, and Trump is just evil. Trump is evil, and everybody else is good. ABC is good, MSNBC is good, CNN is good, all of them are great, and Trump is evil, and he's Hitler and neo-Nazi and blah blah blah. This racism crap is so tired and stupid. But the sad thing is that there's many Americans out there who eat it up. They want to hear it. He's racist. He's evil. Ooh. People want a boogeyman. So they put the boogeyman on Trump, and now people are trying to assassinate him. The rhetoric that Trump speaks doesn't inspire people to go try to assassinate Kamala. The rhetoric that Trump speaks doesn't inspire people to try to shoot Joe Biden in the head, no matter how much they dislike him, no matter how much they believe that he's ruining the lives of Americans, no matter how much they believe that he's running this country into the ground. Nobody is inspired to go give Joe Biden or Kamala Harris a third eye. Nobody. But the rhetoric on the other side, attack on democracy. He's going to be a dictator. A dictator. Really? Really? They act as if President Trump was never president. He's been president before. What dictator? Did he stay? Did he stay there? No, he didn't. Even though he knew there had been cheating, he knew that there had been issues with the election, he still stepped aside. Because he's decent. He doesn't have to try to force himself there. But people say, well, he was crying about it, so that means he's a sore loser. I'm sorry. If I were in that situation and I saw the clear signs of this kind of deceit that was going on, if I saw that, I would be saying the same thing too. People talking about 81 million votes. When you have the majority of America that's voting for someone in mass, when you have a situation like that where it's going to be the biggest turnout that you've ever seen, there are signs that it's coming. There are signs that the biggest turnout is coming. You know why? Because people go to the rallies. They're inspired. They're constantly putting signs up saying Biden, Biden, Biden. You go to his rallies, they'll be full, packed, overly full, because that's a sign that Biden is the more popular president, that he's the more popular candidate, that people are really wanting this guy. We saw none of that in 2020. Joe Biden's rallies were empty. He was sleepy talking, doesn't even remember what he's talking about. There were signs, and we knew that it was impossible, that the majority of America wanted that. Most people were online laughing at him of his inability to complete a full sentence. But you're telling me it was the highest turnout in history of America. We've never seen anything like it. People turned out en masse because they love Joe Biden. We already knew it was a lie. So I'm like, why is it that these people try to see people using common sense? People are not stupid. Humans are not stupid. Americans are not stupid. They know what they saw back in 2020. But anyway, if that happens again this year, and if they actually succeed in assassinating Trump, they're asking for complete chaos in this country. If they assassinate Trump, if they actually get somebody who I guess is a shooter, a good, decent shooter, and who actually takes out Trump, January 6th is going to look like daycare. It's going to look like a daycare fight. It's going to be hell on earth in this country. Don't they understand? You can't take out a person who is inspiring people. Donald Trump inspires people to work, to want safety and prosperity in their country. That's the reason why people go to his rallies. Kamala Harris talking about people don't like his rallies, they don't go. Is she stupid? Well, never mind. That's that's a rhetorical question. She's talking about people, his rallies. He gets thousands and thousands of people at his rallies. Whether people leave 20 minutes before it's finished, that doesn't make it that, oh, they don't want to vote for him. Some people can't stay through the full rally. Some people can't. But to act like people like her rallies, where she brings all these rappers, ex-strippers, and all of that, when the rappers and the ex-strippers leave, so does her audience. Because they didn't come for her in the first place. At least Trump's rallies, people are coming to hear him. And only him. They're not coming for rappers, strippers, twerkers, booty shakers. Huh? They're not coming for, yeah, my this whole pink and my that whole brown. They're not there for that. They want to hear about changing America back to what it used to be. And when we say that, we're not talking about Jim Crow and racism. We're talking about the economy, prosperity, factories, manufacturing jobs, being here, us being the leaders again. Because right now we're failing. But anyway, what do they think they're going to get by assassinating him? What do you think you're gonna gain? Donald Trump is not, killing Donald Trump will not stop MAGA, making America great again. That's not going to stop it. All you're going to do is upset the nation, and people see a lot of hope with Donald Trump. They see a lot of hope. People are putting a lot of weight on Donald Trump's shoulders because we're depending on Trump to turn this nation around. We're depending on him to clean the swamp. We're depending on him to set Russia right, set the world right. He has a lot of things on his shoulders. And if you assassinate him, people who put all that hope in Trump, where are they going to put that hope to? What are they going to? You take away the hope of the nation? Good job. Good job with that. Because J.D. Vance could never fill the shoes of Trump. Vance couldn't, even if he wanted to. I even said we shouldn't put so much hope in Trump, because he is just one man. But he inspires people. He inspires a lot of he represents strength to me anyway. I don't know about you guys, but to me, Trump represents strength. He represents us being first worldwide, not letting others surpass us or beat us or take advantage of us. That's what I see in Trump. That's the thing that I put on his shoulders. I put that hope in Trump, that he will put China in their place. He will be good with even our enemies, North Korea. Russia is not our enemy. Well, it wasn't until Biden came along, but Russia technically is not really a full enemy of ours. Although Russia has listed America as their enemy, I don't know if America has listed Russia, except for after the Ukraine thing, I guess. Yeah, I guess you could say after the Ukraine thing. Biden has said, like, Russia is our enemy and so on. But I depend on him to put China in their place, to try to figure out a way to negotiate peace between Russia and Ukraine. That's what I depend on. And get the corrupt officials out of office. Trump is amazing at firing people. That is what he's known for. You're fired. You're fired. You guys remember? Before he was ever president, he was known for firing people. And that's what we need back in the White House. That's what I see in Trump. Those are the things that I love about Trump, is that he's not afraid to let people go who are not serving, who are not doing their job. He's not afraid to let them go. I haven't seen anybody get fired since Biden and Kamala have been in office. Nobody gets fired. He even brought that up. You guys remember, he brought that up. John Doe says, Trump is us. It hurts me to see them do this to him for power and money. They're just jealous that Trump is more popular. You know, another thing is, if Trump was so dangerous and scary and not really good for America, and America doesn't really want him, why would they be so hell-bent on trying to ruin him? Like, think about this. That means that they are so deeply afraid of him. They are afraid of him taking power again. But not for the reasons that they say. They say that they're so afraid because, oh, world war, he is going to get us in war with North Korea, which is not true. In fact, he made peace with North Korea. But nonetheless, oh, we're scared of this, his racism, we're scared of him. They're not actually scared of that. They're scared of their money flows being stopped. They're scared of their money wells being depleted and dried. That's what they're scared of. There are people who are very powerful, who are deeply, deeply invested and deeply interested in Kamala Harris winning this election. Do you guys know that? I mean, you guys already know that. Well, we're just talking right now. We're just chatting. But there are people, powerful people, who are deeply invested in making sure that Kamala Harris wins this election. And it's not because they care about the fate of America. It's not because they want the best for America or the economy. Do you guys realize that poverty actually pays certain people? Certain people get more money based on us being under this inflation, being poor, the middle class being lost. People are gaining from that, just like war. People think, oh, war is, there's nothing good that comes out of war. The hell there isn't. There's many people who thrive under these circumstances when people are struggling or when there is war. There are people on every end that get paid. And I believe that for this reason, there are people who really are invested in Kamala Harris winning this election. And all the reasons that they say that they're scared of for Trump and all this, that's not true. They're not scared of that. They know that it's not true. They know. These are the reasons that they tell Americans so that Americans can get scared. There have been polls done. There have been polls done to see what Americans are truly afraid of. There have been polls to see in certain areas, certain demographics, and so on and so forth, what are people afraid of? And in the Black community, they know that Blacks are uncomfortable. I'm not going to say afraid, but very uncomfortable with the idea that they are not understood, or they're not watched after, or that their values will not be, or their needs or their desires will not be respected or thought of. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of racism. They're afraid of police. Not afraid of police, but you guys understand. They are worried about police violence and so on and so forth. These leftists hone in on that, use that against Trump. Say, oh yeah, Trump is, oh yeah, he's all about getting racism back in and Jim Crow and blah, blah, blah. Then they go to the homosexual community. What are they afraid of? They're afraid of not being treated equally. They're afraid of people thinking that they're freaks of nature, blah, blah, blah. They hone in on that. Trump doesn't like people who are different. What are white people afraid of? Black people. This is why they think that. What are white people afraid of? Black people in their communities. What they're saying is Trump is going to be the one to put black people in white people communities. I'm joking. Oh my God, that's going to get clipped. I'm just saying. The other thing is with white people, or not white people. I keep talking about white people. Women. What are women afraid of? They're afraid of, many of these women are afraid of reproductive rights and blah, blah, blah. So they hone in on that and they make that the biggest deal in the world. Oh, women think that their reproductive rights will not be respected. So now they make Trump the anti-woman president. Everything that they're saying is not because they believe these things. They're saying these things because they know that Americans are afraid of these things. Americans put weight on these things. So they are using those things to say these are the reasons why Trump shouldn't be president. But in truth, their real motives behind it is that they know that Trump is not one of them. Trump is not a politician. He's a businessman. And he is not going to be influenced. He's not going to be a puppet for them. He's not going to do all those corrupt deals in Ukraine and all that for them. So that's why they don't want him. That's why they're like, he can't be in office anymore. We're going to tell the American public that he's racist and he's sexist and the anti-woman president and blah, blah, blah. But in truth, we want our money. We want to keep our money wells coming. We're laundering so much money in Ukraine right now. We can't get rid of that. What am I going to do about my 5 mansions? How will I take care of my mistresses? Huh? We all know that Zelensky is just Joe Biden's I'll just say sugar baby. I'll just say it like that. We all know that Zelensky is Joe Biden's sugar baby. We all know. It's not even a question. So don't you think that Zelensky will want Joe Biden? I'm sorry, not even Joe Biden. Kamala Harris to win? Let me ask you guys one more thing. This was on my mind. This was on my mind. How does it feel, Kamala, for Kamala Harris? How does it feel to only be a presidential candidate because the guy who was actually supposed to be a presidential candidate has lost his marbles? How does it feel that the only reason why you're standing in that position is because your second choice, your second option? How does it feel to be second? How does it feel to be the second choice? The thing that really nobody wants, but the first guy is in. How can she take pride in being that? How does it feel? I'm sure she would know how it feels to be second, right? What was that man that she was dating a long time ago? Was his name Willie or something like that? Brown? Lily Brown? Was it? What was the name? Tell me the name, guys, because I know she was dating some guy before. It seems like these groups are easily manipulated. Fionn. And the thing is, they don't even know it. What is that saying? It's easier to convince a person. No. It's harder to convince a person that they've been fooled. It's easier to just keep fooling them than to convince them that they've been fooled. They would rather not know. They don't know. They think that their choices are completely on their own. They're like, yes, I made this decision on my own. When all in fact, your emotions have been manipulated. And you're voting on feelings, but you don't even realize it because you think, oh, I vote for Kamala. And you know the way that they realize that they've been bamboozled is when you ask them, what has Kamala done? Or what are one of the policies that you love from Kamala? What's a policy of Kamala's that is making you vote for her? I have never seen an answer to that question from the Kamala voters. You ask them, what is one of Kamala's policies or one of her values in particular that make you vote for her? Well, the only answer that I have ever heard was, Kamala brings joy. Kamala brings joy and freshness or something like that. Donald Trump brings no joy. There's no joy behind him. He's just depressed and always talking about grim and gloom and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what, honey? Grim and gloom is America right now. Okay? Whatever joy Kamala has is in laughing at us. Kamala, if she really knew how Americans are feeling, she would be talking about grim and gloom too. Yeah, exactly, Baghdad. She's black. We want to be a part of making history and putting the first Black woman into the presidency. She was talking, I just saw today that she was talking about her cooking some type of a Black food. I think it's the collard greens. I'm sorry, guys, my nose is itchy. But she was talking about cooking some type of a Black food, and she said that she did it in the bathtub in her bathroom. She said that she would I think she said clean the vegetables in her bathtub in her bathroom. Huh? Really? Really? So let me get this straight. You took good food, good veggies from the clean kitchen, or I hopefully clean. You took from the kitchen and you dragged them into the bathroom where you scrub your body, your armpits, your hoo-ha, your butt crack, and your feet. You scrub your body there, get all the dead skin cells and all the dirt and bacteria that comes along with it, and you put your clean veggies into the bacteria filled tub to clean them. And that's a Black way of making food. That should have been offensive to Black people. Black people should have disowned her in that moment. They should have said, "How dare you insult us like that?" Talking about cooking our food and cleaning it in the bathroom. It must be an Indian thing. She's Indian, isn't she? She doesn't know anything about American culture, you could say. What, especially about American Black culture. Larry says Kamala is not Black. Her father said he is not Black. Her father said he is a white man. He claimed that he's a white man. He didn't say he's white. He said he's Caucasian, which is different from white. Caucasian. He said he is Indian, Hindu Indian, and Irish or something like that. Scottish, Irish, something like that. Something white. He's never claimed to be an African of African descent, no parts of Africa. He said they lived in Jamaica, but they are not African. But people, when they hear, oh, she lived in Jamaica, then they automatically assume that she must be Black. People don't even know how many races have lived in Africa, not Africa, Jamaica. There was an influx of Chinese people in Jamaica at one point. Are you going to say that these people are African too because they lived in Jamaica? Get out of here. Kamala eats $1,000 plate dinners, never ate soul food in her life. You don't have to tell me that, John Doe. You don't have to tell me that. Irish and Indian. There you go. Irish. Aaron said, let's be real. She doesn't eat veggies. She eats babies. Probably. Well, if she was eating babies, she wouldn't have that goose neck that she has. She wouldn't have that turkey neck that she has. You guys saw her neck on the debate. Her neck was just like gobble, gobble, a gobble, gobble. It was really loose. But then again, she is a 60-year-old woman. I mean, I think in the 60s, you should have a right to look however. But I'm just thinking, if she was truly eating babies and using that adrenochrome and all that, you would think she would look a little bit younger. I don't think she's eating babies. I think that she's just a lying wench of the worst kind. That's it. Chicken tikka masala Kamala. Chicken tikka masala Kamala. I like that one. Middle class Kamala with two Berkeley professor parents. Oh my God. Do you guys remember when she was talking about small business owners? Listen. I'm going to quote exactly what she said. When they were talking about small business, she said, and I quote, I'm a middle class girl. Okay. I grew up with my mother, and my mother had a friend, and her friend owned a small business. Small business is my passion. Okay. My mother's friend owned a small business. So I have a sweet spot for small business. Let me get this straight. You care about small business because not your mother, but the friend of your mother, so somebody that your mother knew, had a small business, but yet you've never owned a small business, but small business somehow is your passion. What the heck does that even mean? What does that mean? Small business is my passion. What does that mean? There's no substance. What does that mean? She said nothing, but yet people were like, bravo. Her mother's friend had a small business. That means she understands small business. She's one of us for sure. What does that mean? My passion is small business. Okay. Okay. My mother's friend. My mother's friend. What the freak? All right. So, Kamala is all about being one of the people. She cooked her food in the bathtub in her bathroom. Mm. Her mother's friend, somebody that they used to know, owned a small business, so that means she's one of us too. Okay. Joe Biden used to have conversations with his parents at the dinner table in Stamford, Connecticut, or I don't know, someplace. So that means they're all one of us, guys. We should really take that into consideration. They're really one of us. At least Trump doesn't do that crap. I'm so glad that Trump doesn't do that. I'm so happy that Trump doesn't go about this. Well, back when my father was a real estate guy and he came home and told me about real estate, I'm so glad he doesn't do that crap and try to act like he's some poor kid who grew up in the, you know, it's getting tiring now. It's tiring. Just because you grew up poor doesn't make you a good person, even if it were true. But we know that it's not true for them. But even if it were true, that doesn't make you a good or better person. It doesn't make you not a thieving rat today. You guys see the Trump? Do you guys see the Trump dance? It goes like, I love it so much. And then you got to do your knees like this. I love the Trump dance. I love it so much. And I do it too. The Trump dance. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Hachiko. Scranton. I was like, what did I say? Stanford. I think it says Stanford. Right. The poor kid who grew up in the bathroom. She grew up eating veggies out of the bathtub in the bathroom. That poor Kamala. Poor Kamala. Yaku. Kamala working away at McDonald's. But you know, she'll be better fit to be a McDonald's manager than a vice president or president of these United States. Oh my gosh. Oh, we talked in our little house in Queens, New York. We talked in our little house in the center of Manhattan. Come on. Says Sam has to get a soundbite of an Indian or Arab auntie and play when she's about to curse or talk bad. Who? I didn't curse yesterday. You guys thought I cursed, but I did not. I said no chit. 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 I did not say the S word. It sounds like I'm saying the word, but I did not. And I saw that yesterday after because my moderators had told me, oh, Blindy was depending on you to not curse. And I said, I didn't curse. I said no chit. I didn't say the S word. But yeah, I guess because it sounds so close to saying the real word that maybe I shouldn't use that one because it sounds too close. A lot of people aren't listening that close to hear it. Kamala made Trump feel bad for coming from money, even though she came from money herself too. I'm so sick of people making those who come from money feel bad for their birthright. Exactly. Exactly. And the point is not from coming from money. The point is where you came from. When you became an adult, were you able to double that money, triple that money, make things even better? And Trump was. He was given a small loan of $1 million, where people are like, oh, $1 million isn't a small loan. To heck if it isn't. People think $1 million will save you for the rest of your life. Yeah, if you live frugal, but $1 million is not a lot of money when it comes to business. And people are like, oh, he was given $1 million. He was rich. Trump made that $1 million into billions. That's somebody that I want working for this nation. I want somebody who can make 1 million into billions and billions into trillions. That's what I want. Because that's the person who's going to understand money, understand business, understand the economy, understand finances, understand the world. And that's who I want as my president. I don't want a woman who's sitting there talking about boiling collard greens in a tub. I don't want that. I hope Trump makes it to election day. That's all I'm saying. I haven't seen any attempts on this wench's life. Kamala talks about how dangerous Trump is and how his rhetoric is so dangerous. Yet her life is safe and sound. She can sleep nice and soundly at night, can't she? I don't think that she worries when she walks around. Is she worried? Is she hearing bullets flying past her ear? Hmm? Or were those just a bee? Just a bee. Zzz. That wasn't a bullet, Kamala. That was a bee. Nobody's coming for you. If you actually sat and listened to Trump once, you would understand that nobody's trying to assassinate you and nobody's calling you the attack on democracy. Although he did turn it around and say, I am not an attack on democracy, they are. So he did turn it around on one of his rallies. But they're the ones who began that stupid phrase. You said Taylor Swift is one of those too. Thinks she knows better for us all, but hasn't lived a normal life. Ooh, hi Tim. The best one I remember was when Biden tried to console the Hawaiians who had just lost everything in the fires with his story about almost losing his Corvette in a kitchen. Oh my goodness. You know what? That would be such an insult. Holy, and these people never. No, Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala? Of course she would. Because her followers are mostly women. They're mostly women. And she knows that if she were to ever support Trump publicly, half of her followers would not like her too. So, I mean, I don't really care about what celebrities say or whatever. We don't know. We know what they publicly do, but she may be voting for Trump, but she just publicly says that she's voting for, Kamala. I don't know. I don't really trust too much what celebrities say or whatever because they say things in order to not offend certain people because they have to keep their business going. They have to keep their fan bases and blah, blah, blah. And every celebrity knows that the safe option is Kamala. That's a safe option because it seems like, oh, you're not racist. But in truth, most people do understand Trump. Kamala isn't my mamala. He says, did you ever see the clip from ABC of a reporter asking Kamala if she's Willie Brown's daughter? Yes, I did see that. And then you see her turn around. Watch, watch, watch. This is how it went. Watch. Okay, watch. She was like this. Let me get the lamp. Okay. She was like this. Hey, are you Willie, what's his name? Willie Brown? Yeah. Are you Willie Brown's daughter? No, I'm not. That was her. What? I'll do it again. Are you Willie Brown's daughter? No, I'm not. I'm not going to say what I really want to say. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. And what bunny? Oh, John Doe says Hillary was black too. She carried hot sauce in her bag. And Bill claimed to be the first black president. No, black people call Bill Clinton the first black president, from what I understand, because I've watched comedy, stand-up comedy, and on stand-up comedy I saw that black people were endorsing him as the first black president. So I don't know if he said it was, but yeah, Hillary claimed to be black too. Especially to Trump, $1 million isn't much. It only takes $1 to get you out of being a millionaire. When you have $1 million, exactly $1 million, just $1 short of 1 million, you're no longer a millionaire. That is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. And people are like, oh, 1 million, you can live. Yeah, if you're frugal. If you're frugal, you can live on 1 million. If you don't have to pay bills, taxes, rent, mortgage, nothing, then yeah, 1 million is a lot. It's a lot. But when you actually have to live, 1 million is nothing. Most people make $5 to $7 million in their lives, in their whole lifetime. Most people, that's the average human, the average person in America makes between $5 million and $7 million in their lifetime. Hi, Ryan. Celine says, I'm single and have no children, but I voted for Trump in 2020 and I'm voting for him again. That's right. Darn right. Vote for him. You won't regret it. But people were also talking about Kamala. They said, we are going to vote for Kamala. And my other question to them is, don't you understand that this presidency has been Kamala's first presidency? Because Joe Biden has not been present. Joe Biden hasn't been present. So we already see what a Kamala presidency would look like. She's in office right now. And it's not like the president is in control and the president is taking care of everything. She is in charge more than he is right now. So we already see what a Kamala presidency would look like. Having Kamala as a president would just be a continuation of what we have going on now, and worse. Worse, because then she will be in full control. But then again, even full control is only half control, because Obama is still president too. Obama is still very much president. The person who prepared Kamala for the debate was Obama. Let me be clear. What did Kamala keep saying? Let me be clear, okay? She was trained by Obama. Obama is still the president. So even with the Kamala presidency, she would still only be half president, because Obama is still in his fourth term. If Kamala gets the presidency, he'll be in his fourth term. I think Kamala will be a lot harder to control than Biden, though, because Kamala, she's a power-hungry wench. She won't be easy to control like Biden. Obama would have to fight with Kamala in order to keep his power in office. With Biden, Obama can just run over him. Oh, Biden, go sit down, take some ice cream. Hey, Jane, go get him some ice cream, get him his favorite ice cream. I got it, Joe. With Kamala, he's going to be like, listen here, Kamala. You sit over there. Kamala's like, okay, listen, okay. I'm the president. Okay. I'm the president. Okay. No one tells me what to do. All right. I can just imagine the fights in the White House between Obama and Kamala. Oh. My democracy. To a lot of these rich white liberals, they don't have to suffer in the inner cities from Democrats defunding the police and having illegal immigrants take on their jobs. That's right. That's right. A lot of these people who are voting for the Democrats do not have to feel the effects of the Democrat policies. A lot of them don't have to feel the effects of it. So they don't know. They don't know. But they do believe that they are doing the right thing. Many people who are Democrats believe that they are doing the right thing. And I understand that. I do understand that, because if the news media is telling you constantly that Trump is evil, Trump is racist, this, and that, wouldn't it make sense that you would believe, I want to be the opposite of Trump? I believe I'm doing the right thing by not being a racist, by not being, influenced by a dictator. I am going to go with a person who is safe. A lot of people think that they are doing the right thing by voting left. Many people do, because they listen to the leftist media. The leftist media rewards them for those type of things, telling them, oh, you're a good person if you do like this. Oh, you're not the crazy one if you vote for the left. You're not crazy if you vote for the left. You vote for the right, you're crazy. You're an attack on democracy. You are a threat to this nation's fabric, the fabric of this nation. Yakub says Trump is a good businessman, and a good businessman makes a good president. Correct. That's how I see it as well. The politicians are the ones that kill this country. The lifelong politicians are the one. Joe Biden has been in office in one form or another for, I believe, 30, maybe even 40 years. He was at one time the youngest politician. He was in politics so long that at one point he was the baby in Congress and in the political sphere. He was the baby at one point. And now this man is 80 something and still in politics. But name me one thing that this man has done in his 30, 40 years in the government. Name me one thing that this man has done that has been a positive to this nation, other than the 94 crime bill. Because he doesn't like to take credit for it. He said, oh, I wasn't a part of the 94 crime bill. The 94 crime bill, the thing that was highly racist, where he called black people, I don't even want to say that. I don't want to say the things that he called them. Predators, super predators. Name me one thing that Joe Biden has done in all this time that has benefited America. I can name 5 off the top of my head for Trump. And Trump was only in office for 2 years, or 4 years rather. Very relatable. That Corvette is really nice. Listen, I'm sorry, you guys might hate me for it, but I'm not a Corvette lover. I'm just not. I like the old Corvette. The new Corvettes, after the Z06, I kind of fell out of love with the Corvette. The Z06 was the last Corvette that I thought something of. But I'm not a Corvette lover. Really not. I do love American Muscle. I love the Nova. The Nova is one of my favorite. I think it is possibly my favorite muscle car is the Nova. Yeah. And then the old Mustang, of course, Mustangs are classic, but I don't like the new Mustang. I don't like it. New Mustangs, I feel nothing for them. The old ones, but the new ones, nah. Stop. I did not have a new country song on Blindies. Stop. Oh, Suka says, if you have to pay 30 employees, 1 million is gone very quickly. Especially with the taxes that they tax you on now. Bill Clinton, first black president, steams me. The first president called that by the leaders of the Black community at the time was Republican, Theodore Roosevelt. Off topic, what did you think about Biden donning a MAGA hat? I saw that. And that says something, doesn't it? Joe Biden wearing a MAGA hat and smiling as he wore it, that is such an image, because now that he's not a presidential candidate and now that he is no longer his problem, he doesn't care anymore. Now he shows that he doesn't really hate Trump or his policies. He doesn't. In fact, he probably even likes them, but he still has to act like he's all for the Democrats and so on and so forth. He's probably thinking, "Oh my gosh, thank God I'm out of the race. Now Kamala can have all that weight on her shoulders to look like she likes Ukraine and look like she likes Israel and blah blah blah." Celine is on the pro for what? Wa alaikum salam and thank you. Lil Poet Boy says Kamala will destroy this country. Sadly, I won't be in America during election day. Then you need to vote early, Little Poet Boy. You can vote early, and I think they even have online voting, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not certain, but you, Little Poet Boy, I don't care how you do it, but get it in. Get your vote in. You can have your ballot sent to you wherever you are, and you can send it back. Please vote. Please vote. That makes perfect sense about her accent. I was trying to figure it out. Now it makes perfect sense. It's Obama. When I listened to her and she kept saying, "Let's be clear," okay? I was like, who are you trying to be? Who taught you? Who trained you? No other person than Obama himself. And he also tried to train Biden, but Biden couldn't remember the phrase for his life. He couldn't remember, "Let's be clear." All he could remember is, we're in a situation where, and we're going to find ourselves in a situation where. That's all that Biden could remember. He couldn't remember, "Let's be clear." The way Biden was treated was horrible. No, it wasn't, Celine. No, it wasn't. He got exactly what he deserved. He got exactly what he came for. He knew that he was going to be used for whatever purpose that they needed him for, and he knew that he was going to get thrown away after. He knew it. He knew it. He knew that once he wasn't useful anymore, he was just a useless idiot, that they would throw him away like a rabid dog. He knew that. They did the same thing to Bernie. Well, actually, no, not exactly the same thing, because with Bernie, they didn't even give him a chance to be used. What they did to Bernie. Now, I feel bad for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was the one who, poor Bernie. Poor Bernie. Poor Bernie. But that's how Democrats are. That's how the upper powerful Democrats are. They use you until they can't use you no more, and then they're like, and they throw you to the wolves. The wolves being the media. Because you guys know the media are their hound dogs for the left. The media is used as their hound dogs. Once the Democrat Party doesn't need you anymore, or you're useless, they will Cuomo you. Look what they did to the Cuomo brothers. They throw you to the media. Once they're done using you, you get thrown to the wolves, and the wolves are the media. The other thing is that when you're being used by the Democrat Party, you are invincible. Nobody can touch you, because they make sure the media can't say nothing about you. Whatever past you have, whatever things you have done, or the things that could come out, shh. They quiet that media. They make that media so quiet, like a church mouse. But once they're done with you and you're useless to them, all hands are off. And the media comes for you like crazy. They drop you, they throw you away, and they never use you again. You'll never be seen again. Where are the Cuomo brothers? They were like leftist royalty. Where are they? I'm surprised Don Lemon has lasted this long, but then again, he's black. Of course, he's going to last for a long time. Obama was in her earpiece. Obama. Obama, exactly, Obama. If Trump gets into office and no tax on overtime, I'll be nearly 6,000 a month. Vote Trump. And tips, no more taxing tips. Rich lefties are the absolute worst. I can't say that, but everybody read what's on the screen. I'm not going to say it, but you better stay away from Hillary. You better stay away from Hillary. Hillary will have you suicide yourself. Epstein didn't kill himself. Remember that. If you don't vote for Kamala, then you ain't black. Oh, man. A little poet boy. I guess I'm not black. I'm not black either. Oh. All right, I'm gonna go. I just wanted to keep you guys for a little bit just to talk about what happened today. We're not supposed to really be having a stream today. You guys know that. I usually leave you guys alone on Sundays, so I'll leave you guys alone again. But thank you all for hanging out with me for a little bit. And I'm sorry about the news that we had today. I'm sorry about this bad news that we keep getting again and again. Like I told you, I pray. Let's all pray. Everybody bow your head. Let's pray for Trump's safety. Let's pray for this country and pray that we actually get a proper election this year. Pray that Trump makes it to the election and we don't see complete, utter chaos. Amen. Amen. I mean, bye, everybody. I hope that nothing comes up this week that I have to come back early again. But if it does, I will be back early. I hope to see you all Saturday. I'll see you guys on Saturday. And with that, I yield my time. Good night, everybody. Have a good week.